Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Why I Hate This Movie. I'm your host, Derek Rios, and with always my co-host and heterosexual life mate, Danny Newton. How you doing, Danny?
Pretty good, Derek. How are you?
I am fine.
Yeah?
So today we're talking about, what does that say? Die Hard. No.
Yeah.
Russian Die Hard.
Oh, man.
It's a good day to die hard.
Painfully, it died hard.
Oh, that series died very hard.
Yeah.
Because up until this one, I thoroughly enjoyed all of them. Well, the second one was not very good, but I actually liked the fourth one.
Really? Mm-hmm. The fourth one was just okay for me.
I still really enjoyed it. But I mean, I like Justin Long, and I thought the daughter was really attractive. I like that actress.
Even though it was just okay, it was still a Die Hard movie.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't.
No, this was not. Honestly, I remember. So this is the first time I've watched it since we went and watched it in theaters. And in 2013, I did not realize it's been 10 years since this movie came out.
It's been a minute.
Feel that long.
I tried to block it out of my mind the best I could.
I remember going, and after I watched it, I was just like, this felt like a different movie, a different script completely.
Yes.
And then they just went back and added in scenes with John McClane and with Bruce Willis.
Yes.
And said, "Oh, just throw Die Hard in the fucking title, and we'll make some money out of it."
The first half of this movie was definitely that.
Yeah.
On the back end, it felt more like it was shot intentionally with them together.
Mm-hmm.
But the first half, it literally looked like he was just green screened into scenes.
Yeah. They just clipped him in.
Yes.
And
it's so bad.
It was rough.
This movie is really a betrayal to the Die Hard series.
It really is.
And now with everything going on with Bruce Willis' health, he's never going to act again.
No.
He can't. He's completely inverbal. He can't speak, right?
Well,
at least that's what they say.
I understand. Yeah. He's not going to act again.
Right.
But we're going to get a lot more Bruce Willis movies.
Yeah.
So Bruce Willis sold the rights.
Yeah, to his voice.
To his likeness, right?
Was it his likeness too? Because I know he sold the rights to his voice.
Yeah.
Right?
I believe it was his likeness. I think that, was it Darth Vader? Jones?
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones, yes.
You threw me off when you called him Darth Vader.
Well, yeah. The original Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah, James Earl Jones.
Yes.
He sold his voice. I don't think he sold his likeness because he was never actually depicted as Vader, right? Right. But so they can make any animation and throw his voice in. But I think that will be the future of movies. They're eventually come to the point where there's not really going to be new actors. It's just going to be the same actors that we know and love, just regurgitated through a computer generated, like Chat GTP almost fucking program.
This is like how Tupac is still doing concerts.
Yeah, Tupac, Michael Jackson. Yeah. They're still going to be releasing movies for the rest of eternity because when a lot of these voices are so iconic that you just like that'll just always. It's easier to use that and never have to pay an actor again. Yeah, and just put this person in. So why would you ever need a new actor?
Right. You have one of the best-selling action heroes of all time just at your disposal.
Yeah, eventually when there'll be a catalog. Like, okay, which fucking actor do you want to insert here? Which voice or fucking likeness of this person would you put in? Once CGI is good enough and you'll never tell a difference, I think that'll be the future of acting. Yeah,
I do too. I think largely there's going to be so much stuff like that. It's going to be hard. It's going to get hard for humans to break into the business. I can totally see that. But man, this was rough to watch. It's rougher to watch now because of everything going on with them, knowing that there's not going to be another Die Hard movie like that again.
I mean,
there'll never be another Die Hard movie like that again.
I don't want to say there will because I'm sure they'll try to reboot it. Yeah. I don't know if there'll be another Die Hard movie with Bruce Willis.
Oh, definitely not.
And there's not. Bruce Willis and John McClane is Die Hard.
Yes.
You can't really have the series without him. But like I said, if they sell his likeness, they could one day, 20 years from now, make a new movie with him after he's gone. Be like, hey, look, new Bruce Willis Die Hard movie 18 is out this day. You know?
Yeah, but I wonder how much of this movie existed that they clipped him into before they started shooting it with him. The plot of this movie is just dumb.
It's bad, incohesive.
Yes,
and just it doesn't. A lot of it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, not at all. It's a Russian plot. The synopsis is John McClane's son is an in-deep CIA agent, and he kills like a Russian gangster or something and gets himself arrested. So he ends up in the same jail cell and same hearing as like another Russian political prisoner that the CIA is trying to extract in exchange for a dossier, basically entailing like his operations with another Russian leader who is ascending through the ranks and looking for power. But this dossier is supposed to uncover all the crap that was going on with them in Chernobyl, where they were siphoning off weapons-grade plutonium out of Chernobyl and selling it to arms dealers, right? And the CIA wants this folder to out all this so that guy doesn't get power.
Yep.
But it's all completely stupid. The political prisoner is a bad guy the whole time and ends up running the place and killing all his rivals, even though he should be out of power. And it's totally nonsensical. But it ends with a gigantic action set piece at the end that is just explosions for the sake of explosions. Everybody dies, and then John McClane and his son go home.
Yep.
Put a bow on it. It's done. So this first action set piece is so dumb. So John McClane's son ends up in the same jail cell as the Russian political prisoner.
Well, no, it's not the same jail cell.
It's not the same jail cell, and they end up in the same courtroom.
So what happens?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You watched this with the subtitles.
Yeah.
I watched this without the Russian subtitles.
You did, yeah, I did. I went back and pulled up all the fucking chat.
I'm going to translate it. It's just, yeah, da. The Russian bad guy be Russian bad guy and do bad guy thing.
Whoa, man, you're going to upset all of our Russian fans.
Well, is that too Slavic? My bad. I apologize.
Of course, yeah. So McClane's son.
Yes.
John McClane Jr.
Yes. Jack.
He's a CIA agent.
Yes.
And he goes in and murders one of the other bad guys, like henchman, right? Which that guy is actually in government now.
Yes.
And so that's why his name is Victor. That's the one in the government political party.
Yes.
And then the other generic, mob leader bad guy is Komarov.
Yes.
And he's pretty much...
He murders that henchman and says Komarov sends his regards to a crowded nightclub.
Yep. So they throw him in jail, and he's like, I'll give you Komarov. I'll if you put me in the courtroom next to him, I'll testify against him.
Yes.
And all you got to do is get me in the courtroom, and I can give him to him, and then we'll have him.
Yes.
And then, because they were just pretty much the CIA wanted Komarov to get that file.
Right.
So they have the dirt on, the bad political leader.
Right.
Rising to power. So Komarov just kind of plays off the whole time like, oh, I just want to be a good person. I've not accepted God in my life, but effectively like I've changed and I just want to repent for all my sins. And,
yes. He keeps saying over and over again that his life doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
So he plays that card where it's like, I just want to be a change person. I've turned over a new leaf. I just, maybe I just want to leave. I got a daughter. I just want to protect my family. While they're in court, of course, McClane flies over because John McClane,
because his son's been arrested.
His son's been arrested in
for
Russia for murder, and he's like, God, I guess I'll go bail him out or something. And so he flies over there, and he's just heading towards the courthouse. And of course, we get this scene with the taxi cab driver. It felt like a lot of filler. I don't know. How did you feel about the taxi cab scene?
It was entirely filler. Everything with that was filler. When he was like at the gun range talking to his partner, that was all trying to be establishment filler. Then we literally have like an establishment shot of a plane, and then we cut to him sitting in a chair looking at this file, supposedly on this plane. They do a lot of that, by the way. Like they will put an establishing shot there of something and then shoot a scene with Bruce Willis pretending that he's doing that thing.
Yeah.
They do it so many times. They do it with him driving trucks. They do it with him on that plane. They do it with him on that fucking helicopter at the end. Mm-hmm. Like, they show you an establishing shot and then expect you to believe that he's climbing onto it or something. Yeah. It's not believable because it doesn't look believable. Mm-hmm. It looks like he's climbing over a ledge on a soundstage. Yeah. Right?
It feels like they edited everything in where he's a part of this movie that he didn't exist in.
Right. Yeah. The entire time I was watching it, my brain just kept going, this is the most Steven Seagal shit I've ever seen in my life.
He's just sitting in a fucking chair.
Just sitting in a fucking chair somewhere. This is the most Steven Seagal shit.
But so there was a payoff for that taxi cab scene.
Was there? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I remember.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, so the taxi
so we
cab,
can talk about how bad traffic is.
Yeah, he's like, the fucking Union Square, like, you can't ever go through here. Traffic's so bad. But
the other thing is...
so there was the payoff.
But there was another thing that could have been a payoff for that conversation. The political prisoner guy who was supposed to have this file, to have all this dirt, has a daughter, right?
That's Komarov, yeah.
Yes. He has a daughter, and he's like, hey, meet us at this spot. Mm-hmm. While they're running from these, like, Russian mobsters and stuff, one thing it says while they're doing that, the CIA operatives literally say they're putting down a defensive net around Garden Ring or Garden Square or whatever this thing is.
Yeah.
So literally, all he had to say is, how did you get through that? Mm-hmm. He didn't have to talk about how bad traffic sucked.
Yeah.
Right? Because there was two setups to this. Mm-hmm. Either she got through it because she's an operative, or she got through it because she was already there waiting to spring a trap and didn't care about traffic. Either one, take your pick. They're both equally as stupid.
That was the only payoff.
Yeah.
Is when she was like, he was questioning her.
Yeah.
Like how she got there. And she was like, I went through Garden Square. God. And that was the one payoff.
Sorry, this movie makes me angry. This movie makes me really angry.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
That's
my favorite line of the movie. It's pretty much half of the movie is McClane just going through, smacking into something and do something stupid and going, Jesus.
So while they're in this courtroom, the secondary bad guys blow up like a car bomb and blow out the wall of the courthouse.
Yeah. So
to come in and as a wet team and murder everybody.
Yeah. This is actually Victor, the political bad guy, Russian bad guy. This is his crew. They go in, blow up because they don't want the CIA getting hold of him.
Right.
They blow up the courtroom and they're going in, but Jack breaks them out, and then they run off, and then that's when John runs into him.
Yeah,
and
it starts this big car chase.
Yeah,
set.
There's only 3 action scenes in this entire movie.
Yeah.
There's
the beginning action scene. This is the car chase set piece.
Yep.
There's the middle action scene, which is a gun battle through buildings and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And the end set piece that's supposed to be in Chernobyl.
Yeah.
That's a gun battle as well. Mm-hmm. Right?
3 action scenes.
So this first action scene is literally like John's son, Jack, and this Russian operative running from Russian gangsters who were essentially in an armored vehicle. They're in a Bearcat.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. For some reason, they duct tape John McClane just in like a flatbed truck, also chasing these people down, who does not even look like he's in the same movie. Mm-mm. He's just driving down the road.
Yeah.
And they'll just cut back and forth to him just driving down the road.
The whole chase scene is just, they're in some van, right?
Yeah.
Jack and Komarov.
Yes.
And they're being chased by, with a Bearcat.
Yeah.
Just a little tank.
And it's a tank on truck wheels.
And the whole, it's like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And the whole action piece is just this thing running into vehicles and knocking them off the road.
Blowing them off the road.
And that's
explosively.
And that's it. And that's the entire action scene. And then they actually shoot
John McClane's flatbed. Yeah. John McClane's he died in that truck.
Oh, yeah.
They shoot an RPG and he just spins the truck so that the RPG doesn't hit the cab, but it flies over the flatbed portion and explodes behind him. then proceeds to flip him just over 20 cars.
Yep.
Just end over end tumbling.
Not wearing a seatbelt, hops out fine.
Lands on the roof of the truck. Yeah. Dead. So he is fucking dead.
To be fair.
And he just gets out like nothing ever happened. And then gets hit by another vehicle going full speed.
They never had their brakes on. But no, I have a death counter for John McClane. How many times he died. And yes, truck wreck is number 1. Hit by Jeep is number 2. Oh, yes. And then wreck in that Jeep he was hit by is number 3. Yes. Because he then chases down the truck and is just ramming it. And then rams him into like a guardrail and flips out.
Ramming this armored truck shouldn't do anything. We've already seen this destroy hundreds of vehicles.
Hitting it from behind and on the side.
Oh, no.
Dude, you know, Jeeps are good vehicles, all right? You could take an armored truck out with a Jeep.
This armored truck has destroyed hundreds of vehicles without a scratch.
No, without a single scratch. Yeah,
it's already damaged the van that his kid and the Russian is running away in so much. They should not be able to drive away in this van. Oh my god, this van is so angry.
It's not a good action scene. Like no one's even shooting at each other besides the RPG.
No,
and no one's shooting each other, and the bad guys are just dumb. Like the bad guy of this crew, I just call him carrot eating guy.
Yeah,
carrot eating guy.
This dude is chewing carrots like it's fucking bubble gum.
Yeah,
he's literally just chewing this carrot. He doesn't bite into the carrot again. He takes a bite out of this carrot and then chews it.
It's like the fucking director told him, like, I just want you to eat something. Just look menacing. People look more menacing when they're eating something.
Chew this carrot for 10 minutes straight.
The whole rest of the movie, he's like, it's like he has a piece of fucking carrot in his mouth.
He's chewing it like gum.
But yeah, he's like a fucking Bugs Bunny up there trying to threaten people while eating a fucking carrot.
So the entire first scene, literally, it's just John McClane just kind of standing there awkwardly. Where you going, Jack? I'm your father. I'm your father, Jack. Just standing awkwardly in the middle of riots and things exploding like he, is clipped into it.
Yep.
Like he's not supposed to be there.
The bad guys are shooting at them. And it's like, just go away, John. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you going to shoot me, Jack?
Yeah. Like it's not supposed to be him.
And the other part of the chase scene where Jack is trying to meet up with his CIA operatives.
Yeah.
And they have a drone flying in and they have to call it off. I don't know why. Like he didn't get there quick enough.
Well, for one, they're operating a
legal op.
They're operating an illegal op. Mm-hmm. And that is an expensive drone and they're operating it in Russian airspace.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No.
That is not good. For one, I don't think they would be operating a drone. They'd probably be doing all this by satellite or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But apparently he was 5 minutes late. So,
because of John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, which is entirely possible. They fucking stand around and do nothing for like 5 minutes before this thing starts.
You're all right. But the whole action scene, it cut to like the CIA people doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then you'd get like, it showed the screen where like they're watching the drone or whatever, them doing stuff, the car's moving.
But later you see them watching the safe house is the room they were watching all this from.
Yeah.
So that means that all these CIA operatives are already at the safe house like, fuck it, we've been here too long, and they blow out.
Yeah. But the way the part that bothered me is it would show like just a screen of something happening and then give you shaky cam.
Yes.
And everything was just like, look at like, there's a there's a fucking camera. Or like, here's a monitor. Shaky cam of the monitor. Look, it's action.
Yes.
And they just threw random shaky cam in for no fucking reason. Just to have it, to make it look like, you know what it reminded me of? They wanted it to be like Bourne Identity.
They wanted it to look gritty.
It felt like they tried to make it like the CIA spoof Bourne Identity thing. And, this is actually a really boring scene, but if we just throw in like lots of jump cuts and shaky cams, it'll be interesting. But it's real fucking shitty.
It was so not good.
Was that crazy, or was the driver of the bad Russian tank Triple H?
He looked like a wrestler. A lot of the Ruskies looked like wrestlers.
Oh, can you say that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Pinko commies.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, my bad.
There's fucking commies. No, I think I'm like 60% sure it was Triple H.
I don't know.
I mean, he died, but yeah.
I don't think it's Triple H. But, dude, a lot of them look like wrestlers. Mm-hmm. They do.
I understand why Russians all have dash cams.
Because nobody would believe this shit if you didn't have a dash cam.
Yeah, because they destroy so many vehicles, run so many vehicles, just innocent people off the road, get just colliding. And there's not a single cop in this huge metropolis.
Imagine telling that to your insurance agent.
Yeah.
You're telling me a tank ran through your vehicle? I don't believe that. Nah.
You're full of shit. You're fucking.
A tank didn't run you over.
Where's the dash cam footage?
Pixar, it didn't happen.
Yeah. They get to the CIA HQ.
Yeah, which is just a guy that says, "Get in here." What are you doing here, John? Yeah, get in here too. Fucking clipped in like 80-yard John McClane walks into the room with him. I literally don't think he's in any of these scenes up until that second gunfight.
Yeah. I feel that.
Like, it feels like he was green screened into every single one of them, and they just went back in 80-yard lines for him, and the 80-yard lines for Jack to make him be there. But I feel like that changed because it looked like they run out of material, and that's when they decided to make it a Die Hard movie. So he was at that second gunfight.
I don't feel like he was in that first half.
No, not at all.
So while they're at the CIA headquarters,
yeah,
they get ambushed by carrot facey bad guy. And this is one of the other issues I had with this movie is where the other Die Hard movies, there's not like a huge amount of villains.
Right.
But none of the villains felt dumb.
All these villains are dumb.
Yeah. They're just like generic dumb bad guys that they just feed to them to die.
Yeah. So one thing they did, they zip tied his kid's hands behind his back.
Yeah.
But they zip tied John McClane's hands in front of. Why?
Probably because Bruce Willis is old and can't fucking put his hands behind his back.
Well, that too. That too.
Because I think he was actually kind of fat. He was a little chunky in this.
These villains are so stupid.
At least out of the tummy.
These villains all kill themselves.
Yeah. So, of course, they. This is even before they get arrested, right? This is in the safe house. They bust in and McClane pulls up a fucking just auto gun. I don't even know what type of gun it was. I wasn't paying attention.
It was like a saw.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't a saw.
It was more like
some type of AR.
It was some larger caliber though.
Yeah.
It wasn't an AR. It was literally like it was like an RPD. It was like a saw, or it was like an M60. But it was a squad weapon like that. It was a larger caliber weapon.
He's literally just spraying the doorway entry while bad guys continuously run into his line of fire.
Oh, this was like original Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
It's like we're playing Kill House.
Yeah. He was just holding down the fucking trigger.
Just spam through that wall right there, get 20 kills.
Yeah. And they literally just kept running in front of his bullets and dying.
Yes.
Just surprised that he hadn't stopped shooting in that one spot yet.
How many bullets does this gun have? Continue the Zap Brannigan offensive.
And none of the other movies, even 4, none of the other villains felt disposable like that. Even if you didn't know the villain's name, they weren't stupid enough to just die immediately. At least he had to have a clever way to kill them.
No. All he does in this is drop a mag and then scream, "I'm on vacation."
Yep. Jesus.
Jesus.
I'm on vacation. Jesus.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
I swear.
Oh, I got a Jesus counter too. Then we get the hotel scene.
Yes.
Where they go to the hotel to get the file, and Komarov's meeting his daughter. The daughter betrays them.
Yeah.
And Carrot Eaty bad guy shows up. And of course they get captured. And the daughter takes the father hostage, whatever, and they leave. And of course the bad guy's just fucking with them.
Yeah.
For no reason except for, I have to give him a chance to escape.
Because the helicopter is literally there waiting on them to come out after killing them.
Yep. And
they're waiting.
He's like, I don't want to take my time and beat you up, and I got to get some. This bad guy, I don't know who this fucking actor was, but God, I hope he never acts again.
Yeah.
He was awful.
He was chewing scenery in all the bad ways.
Mm-hmm. And like a lot of his one-liners, it felt like he didn't know what he was saying. Maybe he didn't speak English.
I don't know.
But it felt bad, and he'd have weird, awkward laughs all the time. It was like, ha ha ha. Yeah. Oh, like when the guy shot the RPG, it's like, oh, you chose to miss. That's interesting choice. It's like, what? Was that real?
What does he say, like, right before they ramp the armored car through the fucking barricade on the interstate?
Jesus.
Like down onto another vehicle? Mm-hmm. He says some stupid fucking one-liner like, this is not how we drive, blah, blah, blah. And just like, they ramp over a fucking like concrete barricade and pancake a vehicle below. I'm like, yeah. And just, he does the fucking stupid laugh. It's like, what is happening?
He said, no, he says, no, fuck. He says, no, when I tell you to drive fast, you fly.
Yeah. He says that stupid shit.
Yeah. And then they ram a vehicle
off an interstate.
Well, they don't ramp. They ram a vehicle and it flies into the top of the interstate.
No, he's on like an overpass.
Really?
And they come off the side of the overpass and just pancake a vehicle under them.
Oh,
he's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
or some dumb shit.
When I tell you to drive fast, you fly.
Yeah. So fucking stupid.
But
so painfully stupid.
So they give him the chance to escape, and they do, which leads to John McClane's death, number 4, jumping out of a building.
Yeah.
Yeah. They make it to the helicopter, and the helicopter starts spraying their floor.
Yes. There's actually 2 deaths because his son gets a piece of rebar jammed through his stomach.
The son does not matter, okay? Even though the son is the only central point of the story.
Yes.
And John McClane is just on vacation because in the first movie, he was just on vacation. Even though he obviously just took off and this isn't really a vacation, but I think that's a joke, right?
Right.
Because I'm sure he told his bosses he went on vacation.
Yeah.
So I'm not really counting Jack's deaths.
So when they jump off this building.
Yeah. But they just choose the side of this building and run through the window.
Yeah.
And they just so happens that
they've not scouted this place out. They don't know what's on the other side of that glass.
To be fair, they could see outside, but yeah, there's no way they know what floor. Like, even though they say, they were doing construction on that floor, not outside the building.
Yeah.
So they just happen to hit scaffolding.
It's literally, do we jump out this building or do we get raked by a chain gun?
Yeah, I mean, either way, you're dead.
Yeah.
But I guess they're like, we'll just jump. Fuck it.
They
aim for the bushes?
Yes. It's the other guys.
Yeah. You thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
Aim for the bushes.
Dead.
Why the fuck did they jump off the building? There wasn't even an awning.
Oh my God. It's exactly that.
Yes.
It is exactly fucking that.
But you know what? There was an awning, so they lived.
So the first, actually, I guess this scene has 2 deaths in it because that was the first death, them jumping out the window.
Yeah.
The second death is like, let's jump up and down the scaffolding till we break through it and drop down this tube of death.
Oh, well, I just counted them falling through the scaffolding.
As one?
Yeah.
Nah, I gave it the 2-fer.
No, because technically them jumping out of the building didn't kill them because there was a scaffolding. It's just the fact that, they just fell all the way down through the scaffolding.
Literally, after the end of this fall, Jack ends up with a piece of rebar through his stomach, like a long piece of rebar. And John McClane's just like, just stop being a pussy and rip it out.
Yeah, remember that time you were a pussy and cried?
Yes.
I'm going to pull it out. Don't be like that. Yeah, but, I mean, it was only like 4 inches, okay?
Only?
Yeah.
Only through and through?
Yeah.
My bad.
It probably only punctured like one organ.
Yeah, it only destroyed his kidneys. Probably
you know
bleeding
what?
out
You have
internally.
2 kidneys, okay?
Probably bleeding out internally, perforated large intestine.
Hey, my nephew has a destroyed kidney. He's fine.
He would have bled pretty damn bad.
Dude, real men don't bleed.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Long. All the Die Hard movies, John McClane does a lot of stuff where it's like, wow, he should probably be dead. But it's never like blatantly over the top until like the 4th movie had some stuff with, a lot of scenes where, but But still, a lot of it was like, okay, he would probably survive that, but there's no way he's getting up and walking away.
John McClane and John Wick are kind of the same person in that regard, where they are getting injured and getting fucked up, but they are still operating.
Yeah.
Just because they are sheer badasses, right?
Yeah.
Like when John Wick gets hurt, he's visibly hurt.
Yeah.
You can see it.
He'll limp around. And
when John McClane was getting hurt, he was getting visibly hurt in the other movies.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it added up.
Yeah.
Like the first movie when he's walking in glass. And I mean, that one even had a payoff in this movie where they start the fucking glass.
Yeah.
In the hotel scene. That's how they get out of it.
Yeah.
They shoot the glass and it showers onto them, which I like how they shoot just every glass panel just explodes immediately. Yeah, but yeah, there's just, he's injured and he's never actually shows it. There's no, besides the 1 second of like, oh man, that hurts when you pulled that out. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
It's fine. The last movie, like when he still got hurt and he was like, limping around or holding his shoulder or fucking.
There's no point in time that these characters are ever in danger.
No.
Even when they're at the mercy of their captors and being beaten to death.
It was a joke.
It was a joke.
Yeah.
They're still never in danger.
So then we get effectively the last scene.
Yes.
So the third scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Whenever political bad guy makes the phone call, I don't know if you notice this. See, they make the phone call to him and he's talking. It's like, oh, Komarov got away. And it shows Victor walking. He has like 40 or 50, which looks like just political people, like judges and shit, because they're all just, I don't know, wearing suits and like furled vests and stuff.
It's almost like he is the president of Russia.
Yeah. But he's walking and all these people are just walking in unison behind him. Just, it just looks so fake.
Yes.
Why would this ever happen? All these people lined up and waiting for him to turn around and start walking to follow him.
It wouldn't. But there's no reason it would.
It looks so stupid. I don't know what point they're trying to make. Like, okay, this guy's, he's a big shot.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't speak Russian. I didn't have the subtitles on. But literally when political operative gets out of being political operative and makes the call, and he says in Russian bad guy speak, "Ha ha, I got last laugh. My man is going to fucking murder you in your spa." And then he gets murdered.
Well, that was, that was, I mean.
Is that close?
That's pretty close.
Okay. Yeah. I speak Russian now.
Congratulations. I'll send you over there.
Oh, man.
You can help fight the war.
Yeah.
They need some help. Hashtag save Russia.
Yeah. I really wish Ukraine would stop bullying Russia.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Fuck, man. They're so mean to Russia.
We need to stop sending missiles to those guys. The fucking evil carrot guy, I forgot. He just starts dancing randomly in the hotel scene.
He's like, I could have been a dancer. Then punches John McClane in the face.
The only reason he dances is because he's kicking the guns away. And I guess he just wanted to make it look sinister or something.
Shoot them. There is a helicopter burning fuel on the pad waiting for you guys.
No. They caused him distress, so he has to beat them up first before he can murder them.
Oh, God.
I have no idea why this guy dances, but just for the fact that so John McClane can make references later, like, hey, where's Dancer at? And where's your dancer friend? That's the only fucking reason I can think.
Yeah.
Where's Dirty Dancer?
Whatever
Tiny
he calls
Dancer?
him.
I don't fucking know. So the final scene, they're in Chernobyl.
Yes.
Which John McClane and Jack go to Chernobyl for no fucking reason.
Yes.
It doesn't explain it.
So they need the key to this vault that has supposedly the file in it that everybody wants.
Yeah.
Right? But there is all this heavy equipment out there.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do they need a key for this place? Use that dozer you got over there. Use that fucking backhoe and just level this building.
But here's the thing. All that stuff's been sitting there since what? You know what year Chernobyl happened?
84.
It's 86.
86, I'm sorry.
Anyways.
They literally have so much heavy equipment they could just level this entire building. They don't need a fucking key for it.
But I'm just saying, they had no reason to go to Chernobyl. They never talk about their plan in this fucking movie. And they never say, oh, we needed to go to Chernobyl because the stuff's there. They were looking for the files at the other place. They thought it was at the hotel. Mm-hmm. And it's not like the bad guys are like, oh, we know the bad guys are going to Chernobyl. They never say that.
Never.
And
because these are 3 different movies duct taped together.
Yeah. They never explained that at all. They just go to fucking Chernobyl because fucking plot.
Yeah. Why not?
So, yeah, they show up. And, of course, all the bad guys are just fully in suits because it's a fucking radiation zone. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And this is the bank vault?
It's some kind of vault.
But this vault...
It's got, like, safety deposit boxes and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And in one of these safety deposit boxes is a key slot.
Yep.
For this specially manufactured key that only he has the key to.
And it opens
up. It opens up like a vault door.
Yeah, a vault room.
But literally, you got a backhoe over there. You just knock this whole fucking wall out.
Yeah.
How does the door even open automatically? What supplies power to this thing?
So, I mean, 20 years, these vehicles probably don't run.
No, it's more than 20 years.
Yeah, okay.
At this time, it's like 30
years.
This
is 2013. So, yeah, almost 30 years, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, most likely the vehicle, those backhoes and shit don't run anyways.
No, but they're using them out there. They're using all that equipment.
Did they fly it in?
I don't know. This scene just randomly has a fucking backhoe in it for some reason.
Oh, I don't know.
It has backhoes, it has trucks and heavy equipment.
I think
and then they're airlifting this out with a helicopter.
Well, they brought the helicopter.
There's so much heavy equipment for no fucking reason why. I can understand a helicopter.
Yeah.
You're transporting.
Well, maybe the fucking construction crew they called in, they all died of radiation.
Yeah, they have a fucking full construction crew out here just doing stuff.
So yeah, so they're all fully suited. And,
yes.
Yeah, and this in full radiation suits.
Yeah,
and they're going into this vault, and it's just full of uranium.
Yes.
Just $1 billion of uranium or some shit, right?
Yes, billions.
McLean shows up. The McLean family shows up. Just walking around, no fucking radiation suits.
Well, it's because they sprayed the magic gas that neutralizes
they hadn't even sprayed
radiation.
It yet. They're walking around the buildings and then turn around. Yeah.
Oh, a little bit of cancer ain't going to hurt you.
Yeah, you're right. All those people in Chernobyl, they're faking that shit. I don't know. This is part of the documentary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Totally.
They spray a chemical that they call 27-4.
Yes.
27-4. It's compound 27-4, which supposedly neutralizes the radiation poisoning. Mm-hmm. And then, so now it's like, okay, good. Now we can take off our suits so we can have a real action scene. So I looked up 27-4. This is supposedly a real thing that Russia released a report on saying, oh, we found a compound that we believe actually completely neutralizes poisons.
Okay.
But like that was a long time ago.
Is it one they needed to lie about something to give their people enough confidence to walk into a fucking radioactive wasteland?
But no, that's just fake. And there is no thing that just gets rid of radiation. Man.
No.
Yeah. Imagine that. And that shit can last for like 1 billion years.
Yeah.
Just until it breaks down.
And it does pull up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's all really bad.
So they all die of radiation poisoning in a movie.
Roll credits.
Right here, death number 5, radiation poisoning.
Oh man, how many more deaths?
2.
Okay. We start getting into a gunfight again because apparently we stole somebody's car from a nightclub randomly.
It was a gangsters. He knew it was a Chechen bad guy hangout. So that's why there are all these, which they steal the keys from one vehicle, but then they go around and open like all the trunks. So I guess he stole all the keys?
I don't know. But they roll up on this place and they're just like, okay, we're going to go kill everybody in this fucking construction zone.
Yeah.
And there's dozens of people out there. Mm-hmm. But all they do is they kill 2 sentries. Mm-hmm. They go inside. They beat up the bad guy. They come back out and get into a gunfight with a hot chick and a wrestler dude.
Mm-hmm. Shirtless Russian guy.
Yeah. They kill shirtless Russian guy. So that's 3 people we've killed.
Tiny Dancer gets shot in there, okay? Because here's the big plot twist. They of course, they have Komarov hostage this whole time. They go in there.
Yep.
While they're in there, the bad Carrot-Eaty face. Tiny Dancer. So Tiny Dancer betrays he's just in there like, what's all this shit? Where's the files? Get the files.
He's your dancer for money.
Yeah. And I could have been a dancer. Komarov shoots him. He's like, oh, hey, all the big plot twists. He was really working with
I got
his
your
daughter
file right
along.
here. Blows his brains out.
Yep. And the daughter's like, oh, you're so smart, Daddy. And then he calls the villain, the political villain, Victor.
Yes.
And as he's talking to him,
he's like, I killed Tiny Dancer, and now I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. And the guy's masseuse strangles him.
Breaks his neck.
Yep. And so now they have all the uranium and they're loading it up.
And apparently that guy was the president of Russia. And if you kill the king, you become the king.
Yep.
So now
all hail the king.
All this loose weapons grade uranium, and now he's the king of Russia.
Yep. Which he doesn't even need because he already has all the nukes in Russia anyway.
No, we need this stockpile.
Oh.
It's special.
You're right.
It's not made out of milk crates and paper mache like all the other Russian nukes are.
In this scene,
yes,
I got a real sexual tension vibe from the daughter and the father.
Yeah.
I don't know if that actress knew that she was the daughter to him.
I'm sure all they said was just call him daddy.
Yeah.
And gave it no context.
And this stripper / Russian actress was like, oh Daddy, you're so smart. I love you, Daddy.
I don't know who this woman was. I don't think I've ever seen her in anything else. But if you said this is some chick they pulled out of a strip club and said, hey, you want to be in our movie? I believe that.
Yeah, she was cute. She was real cute.
She acted exactly like I would expect a stripper that's never acted before to act.
You're so smart, Daddy. So smart. I love you, Daddy.
She literally does. She literally does.
Yep.
She did not know if that was supposed to be her father or her pimp.
Nope.
She had no idea.
Oh, shit. What? Here's my question. Why are they taking the uranium?
They want to sell it.
Okay. That's it? Just money? That's right. Did they explain that?
No. But it's obvious.
Okay.
They want to sell it. What are they going to do? Blow up the world?
Why is this uranium here?
Because he put it here.
And this is the reason Chernobyl happened?
I know you don't speak Russian.
Okay.
But as a fluent Russian speaker myself, let me translate the conversations they had. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I read these conversations. It's not in there. It does explain this.
What they were talking about in Russian is that guy said in Russian, hey, you remember the time me and you were both working in Chernobyl?
This was
before the meltdown?
You're lying.
And that guy was like, you will never tell this story. I will kill you.
Yeah.
This can never get out. But that guy and this guy were both stockpiling an illegal uranium supply, right? Then they were selling that uranium little by little to all the bad people that we don't want to have nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
So think of like the Irans and North Koreas of the world, right? So they were selling that off little by little. Not enough to be suspicious, but enough to make money. But as they were skimming it off, the actual the reactor that they were taking it from become destabilized.
Yeah.
Then Chernobyl went up in smoke.
Okay.
They caused the Chernobyl meltdown.
I remember that now. That was in that one scene in English. I remember now.
No,
I wasn't.
It was in Russian.
No.
It
That
was in Russian.
That was in English.
They spoke fluent Russian.
I only watched the parts in Russian. Okay, so I didn't understand that because I only speak Russian now. Vodka. That's the only Russian word I know. Stroganoff.
That's not Russian.
What?
Stroganoff isn't Russian.
Yeah, that's close enough. Spaghetti. I think I'm getting colder.
Oh man, it's hard to say Russian products because they don't have a fucking economy. They don't make things.
Oil.
Oil. Natural gas.
Shitty tank.
AK-47.
Vodka.
Vodka. Yes, the AK-47 also runs off of vodka.
Yeah. So do other people in vehicles.
Yes.
It's a vodka economy.
It is a vodka-based economy because they all act like a bunch of drunk idiots.
Yeah, I believe it.
Fucking eating carrots. I would have respected that guy more if he would have choked to death on a carrot.
Oh, that would have been great.
just
like, in the mid fucking conversation, choked to death.
Like
and
he's got like that half a carrot hanging out of his mouth. And like John comes up behind him, just fucking cold cocks him in the mouth and knocks that carrot down his throat and just chokes to death on a carrot. I would have loved that so much more.
There's a payoff. You know,
he could have been like, sorry about that, tiny dancer, as he's laying there choking to death on a carrot.
There's so many like stupid one-liners they give McClane.
Yes.
And I understand he has some of those in other movies, but it's nothing like, oh, come on, Watergate. None of them make sense.
Yeah, none of them.
I'm really surprised they didn't throw in a Bugs Bunny reference in there.
Dude, it's so bad. He says, I'm your father so many times. Mm-hmm. I was starting to think he was my father.
He could
like he was saying it to me.
I wouldn't be.
I'm your father. Yeah, I'm just like, stop saying that. Stop just ADRing this line over and over again. Jesus. Oh, so what was the second to last death?
Okay. During the gunfight.
Yes.
The grenade.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
They get this grenade out of a box.
Yeah.
And throw it next to one of the bad guys as they pin him down.
I'm assuming, because they keep showing this line that they accidentally shot up over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's a natural gas line of some sort.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there was more than just a grenade explosion. It was a huge blue bomb went off.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're hiding behind like a little pole and like a little barrel. No, they're dead.
Yes. They're very dead.
They were engulfed in flames. These people got burnt up.
Yes.
But yeah, they're fine. John goes and runs on the helicopter because the helicopter takes like 10 minutes to take off.
Yeah.
That way he can climb his old ass onto there. The son runs after Komarov.
Yes.
They get in a little gunfight on the roof.
This should have been completely opposite, by the way.
It should have.
It should have been two old guys fighting it out.
Yeah.
While the young guy chased down a fucking helicopter and jumped onto the back.
And then they could have had an actual like real fight scene with him and a shirtless Russian guy who was obviously a wrestler or some type of MMA fighter.
Yes.
But I guess that would have took too much effort to have a hand-to-hand combat fight in this.
Bro, you think they would have wrote that?
Yeah,
you think they would have designed that when they fucking didn't write or design anything else in this movie?
No. He kills John's trying to get into the cockpit, which is just locked up.
Yes.
And can't get in there. They're about to turn on the miniguns on this thing onto Little McClane.
Yes.
There's this truck they loaded up with uranium. I'll just hook it to the helicopter and drive it off the rear end of this fucking thing.
Oh, God. I need to breathe. I need to breathe and just take it easy and process the fact that if we already had a truck full of uranium,
mm-hmm.
we have a fucking truck that has wheels and can roll down the road full of fucking uranium.
Uh-huh.
Why do we have to shove that on the back of a helicopter? Why did we need this fucking helicopter?
Because helicopters travel faster than a vehicle.
Then why do we need the truck?
Because cool action scene.
Because eventually the helicopter is going to land somewhere and we need to drive away from there in a truck?
All right. It was easier to load the truck up with the uranium and then put the truck onto the helicopter.
This thing took off from a rooftop.
Yeah.
How the fucking truck get on it? This thing took off from a rooftop.
The truck was there already. Obviously, the construction crew that was loading up and had all these bulldozers and shit and drove it to Chernobyl and met them there while they were flying over. I think that was in the Russian part. I think that was the Russian part. Actually, I actually distinctly remember them saying, oh yeah, they're waiting or some shit. Like they're set up and ready. I think that was in Russian.
Oh man, I don't know what I hate more. I don't know if I hate this movie or if I hate myself for watching it again. I could have swore when we walked out of that theater fucking 13 years ago,
mm-hmm.
we said, or I'm sorry, 10 years ago, we said we were never going to watch this shit again.
You chose it. You chose this upon yourself.
I fucking hate myself.
Yeah, I hate yourself too.
Oh.
So yeah, he drives out the back of this thing.
Yep.
Which I get the initial pull of the vehicle.
Yes.
Would throw the helicopter offline
mm-hmm.
or like a little out of whack. But
it's a cargo lift.
It's a cargo lift, and it's already holding the payload. And if anything, the payload got lighter because now the uranium's like falling off, right?
Right.
So it should just be able to carry this fucking truck around.
It would have been more believable if it would have bobbed back like it did,
and
then nose down into a building.
Yeah,
because they are at roof level with these buildings. Any nose down would have sent it straight forward into the side of a fucking building.
Yeah, them wrecking immediately would have made sense.
Yes,
but it's just okay. It's just gonna drift with this fucking truck on it, and then eventually they whiplash the truck off of it.
Yes, it gets caught up on a building roof and gets ripped off.
And I think that was
that's the last death.
Yeah, that was death number 7. Flung from chopper. Yeah, he gets flung while in the truck, gets thrown out into the side of a building.
Yes.
The truck flies off, explodes, and then all the uranium goes up and they all die. No.
Yeah, technically all the uranium fucking exploded after this helicopter went crashing to the ground on it and exploded.
But you know what? I think that uranium isn't very explosive outside of its
but there's still a plume of dust of it.
Yeah,
it just got kicked up.
Yeah, I don't think raw uranium will just normally explode like that though.
No, but it's not like you can juggle the shit. Well, you touch it, it's really bad.
Yeah. Well, they're in the radiation zone. These guys are mutants already.
Yeah,
they're fine. They definitely didn't walk home and melt.
While the helicopter was going out of control, little McLean throws a bad guy through the tail rotor.
I actually enjoyed this scene.
Captain America's that guy.
Yeah. He Komarov's giving him the bad guy speech of you're gonna fucking lose, you're all pointless, we're gonna win, whatever. Your dad's dead.
Your dad's not gonna live to see you get promoted.
Yeah. And your dad never loved you. And then little McLean just kicks him off the fucking roof into the propeller blades.
Yep.
And just blurp. And then the daughter / lover is real sad that her pimp / dad died. And it was just you son of a bitch, shoot him. It's the guns are out of bullets. So, okay, let's just ram him. And at least she takes over. I guess she's the one flying the fucking thing and just starts ramming into the building. And at least the other guy, the shirtless Russian guy, was like, hey, what are you doing? Right before she does it. Because I'm sure he was not on board.
No.
And she was just like, for my daddy.
He was not on board with suicide ramming speed.
Yeah. He was like, for my papa. And just fucking crashes into it, dies, doesn't kill anyone, and that's the end of the movie.
Oh my God.
They walk home. They literally walk off.
They walk home from Ukraine. I'm assuming they walk across the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah. Which, on top of that, isn't Russia still after them? They're still wanted people. He still escaped from Russia.
Yeah.
It's not like the CIA is going to be like, yeah, sure, come on back.
No.
He's still wanted.
No.
And I'm sure after the car chase, everyone's seen McLean just murdering people, he's going through town.
How many innocent civilians died in that car chase? A lot.
Oh, it was 15 minutes and 0 cops. I don't think there's cops in fucking Russia because this is the middle of Moscow, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess they were all too busy going to the courthouse to see the explosion.
They were too busy beating people in that protest.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're too busy out there beating up protesters. They're like, hey, the war in Ukraine's unjust. And they're just beating all these random civilians. So they don't have time to go around and actually be actual officers.
Man. Was there anything in this movie you liked?
Oh, I fucking loved when Homeboy got kicked off into the blades, but
God, man, this whole thing just makes me angry. It just makes me so angry that this is the legacy of probably one of the best film franchises ever. This is how they end it. They just duct tape Die Hard onto this bullshit.
It's definitely one of the best action franchises ever. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I mean, Die Hard is my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I don't care if you say it's not a Christmas movie.
It's definitely a Christmas movie.
It takes place at Christmas. I qualify it as a Christmas movie, and I watch it almost every year at Christmas. It does make me sad.
Yeah.
That this piece of crap is the last thing we got, and I just act like this one doesn't exist. The fourth one was it. We get fucking Justin Long, and his hot daughter making out, and end of story. They saves America. It was just, what the fourth one I liked about it is the scale of it, right? The scale of it, like it felt real. Like, okay, it seems very plausible that that's something that would happen.
Yeah.
Because the more that our technology becomes more dependent on, internet access and being online and being connected to the grid, that, some fucking eco-terrorist bullshit or whatever organization could come in and shut this down and fuck us up. And if you cut down communication and then also on top of that power, it's going to be mass hysteria, as you could see. Just from like a small glimpse of like look at Texas when those people didn't have power in a fucking snowstorm. How many people died?
Yeah. I got to thinking so much about what could have actually made this movie good, right? Let's say we want to keep a lot of the core elements of this movie and we want to make it good. Mm-hmm. It's still stupid simple, right?
Yeah.
Leave his son as a CIA agent, estranged from his father.
Yeah.
It works. Whatever. All that really has to happen is something like the CIA is in on it, right? There's essentially KGB operatives that are old school in fucking New York selling nuclear materials to a terrorist agency so that they can make a dirty bomb and set it off in New York. Mm-hmm. But the CIA is in on it because they want the false flag attack, and it is a pretext of going to war with Russia or something stupid. Or whatever fucking country we want to attack.
Yeah.
Iran, fucking North Korea, wherever we want to invade next.
Iraq.
Right? So it's a pretext for that.
Yeah.
The CIA wants it to happen. Or at least, high up echelons.
Iraq, right? Yeah.
Then it becomes a fucking crime thing in New York. That's how we get John McClane in on it. Mm-hmm. That's how we get his son in on it as an operative that is actually trying to stop this from happening and just runs into his father while he's out on the op. Mm-hmm. Easy peasy. Fucking done.
Yep.
Then we're still dropping bodies everywhere. We're still killing Russian bad guys. We're still killing terrorist bad guys. Mm-hmm. And it all makes sense. It's all tied up in a little bow right here in a fucking American city.
Yep.
We didn't need all this dumb shit. This isn't a hard script.
No.
It's too fucking easy. That's the problem.
What you described was pretty much what happened with 9/11, and that's a little too real, okay? That's just what,
I mean, you get it, though.
Yeah. That's what happened in 9/11. I don't know if you could do that anymore. This was like 12 years after, 13 years after, but still.
I mean, 9/11 wasn't really a false flag operation.
No.
But they did use 9/11 to invade other countries that wasn't necessarily what we should have been invading.
Exactly.
It was just too easy.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be all this.
The movie just has no cohesion. There's no real bond or connection between the father and son,
no.
McClanes. They're just there. And even at the end of it, there's no consequences.
No,
none of them mattered. It's just like, hey, let's go to Russia and murder people.
God, man.
That sounds like a good vacation, son. Let's go.
This movie, like I said, man, this movie is so fucking bad. It's infuriating.
Yeah.
Like, God, I hate this. I hate this so much. I just, it's not racist.
No.
Because it was actual Russians or supposed Russians speaking Russian lines. Mm-hmm. There's nothing racist about that.
That one line that McClane says could be racist, but I couldn't figure out the translation.
What kind of racism it was.
Whatever he called the guy's daughter. I have no idea.
I don't know. Even though there's no racist stuff in here, this is a 10 for me. This is as angry as I possibly get at a movie.
Wow.
Like this, it makes my blood boil. Because I like Die Hard as a franchise.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love Die Hard as a franchise. And this is so infuriating.
Man, if they'd done it in New York, they could have brought Samuel Jackson back.
Oh, my God.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yes.
He could have been the taxi cab driver he's talking to.
Yes.
But no, I don't think I'd go full 10. I'd say 9. Because there was a few things that I did enjoy. But it was very limited.
Dude, it just...
And even though, it was dumb, but the last action scene was a decent little action sequence still.
There's just some things you don't cash grab. There's some things in this world you have to do right. This is one of those things.
I mean, the second movie wasn't great.
It wasn't great, but it was still a Die Hard movie.
Yeah.
This was not great and not a Die Hard movie.
It just felt like this was the Bourne movie, a Bourne knockoff, and they just threw in John McClane. So
like
it didn't work. Nothing worked.
The first set piece felt like a shitty movie they couldn't get off the ground. The second set piece felt like another shitty movie they can't get off the ground, so they duct taped it to the first one. Same thing with the third.
Mm-hmm. Like, none of it tied together or made sense.
No.
So
fuck this movie. Like,
yeah,
fuck this movie.
I'd say 9 out of 10 on the hate meter. So, but we're done with it. We don't have to talk about this movie again.
Yeah.
Jesus.
How many Jesuses do we get up
to? Hey, yeah, there we go. I almost forgot. So 7 deaths.
7 deaths.
John McClane says Jesus 8 times.
I could have swore he spammed it way more than that.
It felt like that because there was only 3 scenes in the movie. And the son does it once.
Fair enough.
The son gets a little mini Jesus in there. Okay, he got one. So we had 9 of them.
Don't watch this piece of shit.
Nope. Watch 1 through 4. Be happy.
Yeah. Don't ever watch this piece of shit.
No.
This should not exist at all. It's fucking terrible.
Jesus. Can we just end with the Jesus? Thanks for joining us, guys.
Make sure to hit us up on the Face Spaces and hit us up in the comment section. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Or
check us out on podcasts.
Yeah, wherever you stream your podcasts.
But only the ones we're on.
Only the ones we're on.
Which is like
Spotify.
We got that Joe Rogan money.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're working towards that Joe Rogan money. It's like Joe Rogan, then there's us, right there, right below him, you know?
Yeah. What is that? Like 50,000 downloads on day 1 versus 50.
50?
That's ambitious.
Yeah.
It's lifetime.
That'd be great. Yeah, 50 lifetime. Maybe. Anyways, thanks for joining us.
See you later, guys.